Alright, so for this lesson, we're going to go over the user interface and toolbars. So with this, I've got the dashboard pulled up, which we went over in the last video, and we're going to go ahead and click on New Plan. I have already done that. It's New Plan from Template. And so I actually chose the kitchen and bath plan view to start out. There's also a residential. We'll go over these templates in a following lesson. But to start out, if you are a Chief Architect Interiors user and you are now learning this newer interface, then this can be very helpful for you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go over each one of these different segments really quickly, and if you have any questions, just let me know. So this toolbar first, I think the first thing to go over actually would be what toolbars are. So the toolbars, if we come over here and we go to Tools, and we go to Toolbars and Hotkeys, and we can go to Customize Toolbars. What this is it tells us in a toolbar what is active within various views. So based off of this, we can see that in a plan view, which is the default view, you can see right here it says plan view, we are able to see the active default tool set, which is right here. We can also see the layer set, and then active saved plans is also checked. There's various things here, and this is where you can configure what you want to see as you're seeing it. So within this, we're going to go ahead and click close, and now we can go over this real quick because you're going to see some things are on here that may not be on yours. So if we come over here and we go to File, what you're going to see is you're going to see New Plan, New Layout, Open Plan, Open Layout. This is assuming you have one that you've started. Templates, Dashboard, so that is the dashboard that we just went over. Download sample plans, that's if you wanted to try sample plans out from Chief. You can close a view, close all 3D views, close all your views. You can just click on the tabs up here. Save, save as, backup entire plan. So if you ever hear me say package a plan, this is what that is. We'll go over at the very end of this class or this course. Export, so this is where you can export various PDFs, current views. So you can see some of these aren't selected because we don't have anything drawn in here yet. Import, so it's the same, very similar, so you can import some of the things that you've maybe exported. Print, so this is where we can do a drawing sheet setup, and then send to layout and exit. Within here, within the edit button, you have undo, redo. You can see these symbols are also located on your toolbar. Cut, copy, copy and paste in place. This is probably one of my favorites. You can do paste, paste, paste hold position is something else that I use very frequently. Paste special, delete, delete objects, select all, snap settings, edit behaviors, arc creation mode, edit area, stretch CAD, and I will say some of these things I don't even use, so we probably won't even dive into them into this course, so that's something to be aware of. Find and replace text, replace fonts, default settings, this is a big one for me, reset to defaults, and then preferences, which is what we went over in the last video. We also have build. These are also related on this overall toolbar on the top, but you have your walls, which are here. We have the straight exterior wall, curved exterior wall, straight interior wall, curved interior wall, straight foundation wall, curved foundation wall, slab, straight pony wall. So when they say pony, it's essentially two different wall types stacked on top of each other. Curved pony wall, straight glass pony wall, half wall or a knee wall, curved half wall, Room divider, which is essentially you can define a room using a room divider without having like a formal structure there. Polygon shaped room, wall hatching. So this is a hotkey, and this is something that I have set, so yours will probably look different. Instead of this H space bar. Wall material region, fix wall connections, and then define wall types. We also have railings and decks. So this is, whether you want to draw a railing, this will look like a railing, but it'll define it as a deck. And then this can turn railings off, and then a polygon shaped deck. We also have fencing here. That may not have been available in interiors. We also have doors. So within the doors, you have hinged door, a doorway, sliding door, pocket door, bifold door, garage door, fixed door, barn door, and shower door. Windows, you can see the various window types through here. The primary ones I use is just the standard window, pass through, and niche. These ones are available. However, I found sometimes it's generally easier to just make it yourself. Then we have the different floors. So this is building new floors, inserting, deleting, exchanging, building foundations, and then just adding holes and floor material regions. Roofs. So you can have an auto build roof, and we will go over roof lines, roof plane, ceiling planes, tray ceiling polylines, truss base, gable roof line, skylight, roof hole, auto floating dormer, auto dormer, edit all roof planes, delete ceiling planes, and fix roofs. Slabs, this is associated with defining a slab. There's other ways to do this as well, but this is a standard build. Then this is framing. This will absolutely be new to you if you are coming from Chief Architect Interiors. So this is if you wanted to build, whoops, it doesn't know that I'm still showing you. So framing, we also have build framing, build all framing, general framing, post with footing, rafters, roof blocking. You can see some of these things as an interior designer you may never use, and we'll go over these in a little bit more detail, but this is where you can find a lot of the framing options. Trim, so you can see corner boards and coining. You can have them auto added. You can build molding polylines here, 3D molding polylines, and a 3D molding line. Stairs, so these are just some of the different stair options that are available. Cabinets, so this is the base cabinet symbol. Wall cabinet, full height, base filler, wall filler, full height, soffit, shelf, partition, custom countertop, and custom countertop hole. Electrical, so these are the different switches and light options. This is just a standard, this is just a light source that's different than an actual pendant or something else. Primitive, so these are 3D solids, and we will be going over this later in the course. This is if you wanted to add an image to different items. And then distributed objects. I'm going to say that I don't generally do this. So terrain, this is where we're going to go over, we can talk about terrain perimeters. This is also new for interiors. You have different modifiers. These things aren't going to pop up because we don't have anything drawn in yet. Library, so this is where you're going to go if you want to get additional content online, or if you want to convert files or import your libraries, installing your core content. So if we go over the library browser and you don't have any core content, this is where you'd want to go. And then you can update your library catalogs as well. 3D, so this is where you can get the various views. Again, these are also located over here, but you can see where it's cross-section elevation, backclip cross-section, wall elevation, orthographic full overview, floor overview, so this is going to be that kind of dollhouse view, and then framing. Perspective view, I pretty much just use the full camera all the time, but you have these other options as well. You can create auto elevations. There are reasons that I don't generally do this, and we'll go over this in the course. Further, CPU, ray tracing, virtual reality. These are different ways that you can move and be able to visualize. You can do it with your keyboard as well. Walkthroughs, we'll go over this. Materials, so this is building materials, material painters, adjust materials, and then different light sources. So you can see you can add lights. These again are light sources. That's different than a pendant. Then you have different camera views, rendering techniques, and these aren't necessarily selected because we don't have anything on here. Then we have the current CAD layer, so this is going to show us what we have selected. So you can see right now we have the kitchen and bath layer set, different points, lines, arcs, circles, boxes, revision clouds, spline, different dimensions, and we'll go over these, auto dimensioning, text and callout options, patterns, so this is new with X15, CAD blocks, sun angles, north pointer, plan footprint, and a few other CAD options that we will use but not all the time. Tools, so this is where you can go to your layer settings if you want. For reference display, these are also located over here on your left hand side generally. Active use and then active defaults. So you can do plan checks. These are various things. Tools and hotkeys, so we will go over this in the customizing toolbar option. Symbols, so this is if you want to bring something in or convert it to a symbol. Essentially what that is you're telling an object whether it's a piece of furniture or a light or things like that. We have space planning, plan database, time tracker, schedules, material list, object painters, fill style painter, designer client information, loan calculator, Ruby console, again I don't really use that, screen capture setup, color chooser, and then new plan view, rotate plan view, and reverse plan. And then we have various browsers, so you can see some of them over here: library browser, project browser, tool, palette, active layer display, walkthrough, preview, status bar, scroll bars, toolbars, color. These are all different things that some of these I use, some of them I just kind of keep checked, and I don't really use them that often. And you'll see me actively using things throughout. So the ones that I use very often are color. I always have my crosshairs selected. As you can see over here, this is how they're selected on the left hand side of my screen. I don't generally have the angle snap grid selected. That actually drives me nuts. I love using the temporary dimensions. There's ways to set them up. And then line weights, you can turn a drawing sheet on and you can have a watermark selected. Chief also has some great, so this is different ways that we can format that, and we'll go over those as well. Chief has also some great tutorial options if you need them, and then you can get onto your license and your Chief Architect account straight from here using the help desk. So you're going to see some of those symbols are also related up here. Again, what we add here is based off of your customized toolbars, and we will go over that in a subsequent video. But you can see that we have plan views, default sets, layer sets, and then the different ways that you can view things, and the walls, railings, curved walls, doors, windows, cabinets, and whatnot. So you can see if we were to come up here and go to toolbars and hotkeys and click on customize toolbars, we can come over here and we can change the configuration. So if I were to click switch to, you can see there's nothing there, but if I switch to the default configuration, or if I want to import this, we can go to this extended toolbar, click open, and we can click switch to. So you can see here we have even more. So on here we now have the terrain, we now have different scheduling options. So this is if you are looking for something that has everything on it, this is a great option. We can also go to space planning, and then I think, yeah, that's not the right one, but we can switch to this one. I also use this default one pretty often too. So you can also make sure that certain things are on here as well. So if you have any questions, make sure to ask it in the Slack channel, and we'll jump to the next video after this. Thanks so much.